So, have you ever been in a meeting or even just talking with a friend and thought to yourself, what on earth are they thinking? Well, today we're going to crack the code on why people act the way they do, using a really simple but powerful framework from the book Surrounded by Idiots. Let's dive in. Okay, to really get this, let's start with a super familiar scene. Imagine you're planning a dinner party with a few friends. It sounds easy, right? But this is actually the perfect place to watch four totally different personalities go head to head. So first, you've got this person. They just jump right in, take control, make a decision, and bam, it's done. Saturday, 4 p.m. They don't want to get bogged down in the small stuff. They just delegate it and move on. The goal is the result, not the process. And then, of course, there's this friend. They are just a ball of energy, right? Their eyes light up, and suddenly the simple dinner party is this epic event with costumes and DJs. They're all about the vision, the excitement, the fun. Practicality can come later. Now look over in the corner. You'll probably see the quiet one. They're not trying to be the center of attention. They're quietly thinking, okay, does everyone have a drink? Is the music too loud? Their whole focus is making sure everyone else feels comfortable and happy. And finally, you've got the friend who's, well, kind of freaking out. They have a million what-if questions. They need a plan, a backup plan, and probably a spreadsheet to track it all. For them, a good time is a well-organized time. Okay, so this isn't just a random group of friends. This little party planning committee is a perfect snapshot of the four-color personality framework. So let's actually decode these four colors. Our friend who took charge, that is a classic red. Reds are born leaders. They're ambitious, decisive, and they are all about getting things done. I'm telling you, a red is so competitive, they try to win at Candyland against a 5-year-old. It's all about speed and results. And the friend with all the big, crazy party ideas? Total yellow. You know you can usually hear a yellow before you see them. They're optimistic, they're creative, they love to talk, and they bring this incredible energy to everything. They're fantastic at starting things, maybe not so great at finishing them. Our quiet, considerate host is, you guessed it, a green. Greens are the glue that holds everyone together. They're calm, they're super reliable, and they absolutely hate conflict. Their main goal is just to keep things stable and make sure everyone feels safe and included. And last but not least, our spreadsheet-loving friend is a blue. Blues are the analytical thinkers. They need all the details, all the facts, because for them, quality is everything and mistakes are the enemy. You could give a blue a 100-page report and they'd read every single word and then find the typo on page 73. But now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. Almost nobody is just one pure color. In fact, only about 5% of people are. The huge majority of us, like 80%, are actually a blend of two main colors, and the rest are a mix of three. So you're not just one thing, you're a combo. So okay, what do you do with this information? Well, the point isn't to try and change anybody. It's all about learning how to adapt your own style. So think of this next part as a quick user's manual for dealing with other people. All right, if you're talking to the fast-paced types, the reds and yellows, you gotta keep up. With a red, just get straight to the point. No fluff, no small talk, just tell them the bottom line. With a yellow, be warm, be friendly, smile, let them talk about their big ideas. They'll absolutely feed off that energy. Now for the slower-paced greens and blues, you need to hit the brakes a little. With a green, you need to be patient, calm, and reassuring. Give them a clear plan so they know what to expect. And with a blue, oh, you better come prepared. Have your facts, have your data, and be ready to answer a lot of questions. Knowing how to talk to people is one thing, but knowing what not to do, that's maybe even more important. So let's step into what I call the danger zone and look at what really stresses each color out. You want to stress out a red? Easy. Take away their control. Or just make them sit through a really slow, inefficient meeting. They will absolutely lose their minds. For yellow, it's all social. The worst thing you can do is ignore them, criticize them in front of others, or leave them out. Their light just goes out. For a green, who needs stability, sudden changes and arguments are like a nightmare. They'll just shut down completely. And for a blue, who lives in a world of order and logic, chaos is the real enemy. Unplanned changes or careless mistakes aren't just annoying. To them, it feels like a total system failure. Okay, so with all these differences, how on earth do these colors work together? Well, the secret to building an amazing team isn't getting everyone to be the same. No way. It's all about balance. So think about it this way. You've got two natural tempos. The reds and yellows are your sprinters. They thrive together when things are moving fast. Then you have your greens and blues. They're the marathon runners. They work best when they have time to be careful and deliberate. And there's another natural pairing, focus. Reds and blues are both task-oriented. They're focused on the what. What are we doing and are we doing it right? But yellows and greens are relationship-oriented. They care about the who. Are the people on the team happy and working well together? See how they complement each other? Now, some pairs can be a little tricky. Take a red and a green. The red is flooring it, trying to get there as fast as possible, while the green is in the passenger seat, gripping the dashboard, terrified of the speed and uncertainty. It's a constant push and pull. But honestly, the toughest pair is often the yellow and the blue. The yellow wants to brainstorm out loud, throwing ideas around, while the blue just needs quiet so they can think and analyze. The yellow feels like the blue is cold and uninterested, and the blue feels like the yellow is just loud and distracting. And that's exactly why the best teams have all four colors. This diversity is a strength, a real superpower. You need the red to lead the charge, the yellow to innovate, the green to build team spirit, and the blue to make sure the work is perfect. A team like that, they're unstoppable. So you see, you're not actually surrounded by idiots. Not at all. You're just surrounded by different colors. And this whole system isn't about putting people in a box. It's about giving you a map to navigate your relationships. So the only question left is, now that you have the code, who are you going to try to understand a little better?